Surprise, surprise. The Nuggets have beat the Lakers again. It's now 11 straight. And now the Nuggets are up 3-0 as we head to game 4 on Saturday. They beat the Lakers 112-105.
Yeah. And what's wild about this game is, we might as well just start from the start. How the Lakers came out. They came out desperate, ready, engaged. LeBron looked young again. You know, those moments come out where he's getting steals, going full court, slamming it down. And it only lasted so long. Nuggets were making their mistakes early on. We talked about how Aaron Gordon was so chaotic in the beginning of that game. Everyone calmed down and started playing their game again. The Nuggets played, ultimately a really good game after that first quarter.
Yeah, and there's been so much talk about the Nuggets' ability to come from behind. Obviously, they don't want to start bad. You don't want to start where you're down 9-0 on the road and the crowd's into it, and then you're in a situation where they're starting to feel good. But it was clear they don't get rattled. And that's the biggest thing with this group. They're just going to play their game. They know if they play the right way, they play with force, they're more likely going to win than not win. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers, to your point, that mentality, where did it go? It's not only LeBron coming out playing the passing lanes with the deflections and getting out on the break, but AD was exposing mismatches. He got KCP a couple of times, Murray, and he went hard to the rim.
They even got Jokic in foul trouble early.
Yeah, 2 fouls.
Yep.
And Malone leaves him in.
Yep.
And it ultimately didn't hurt. And that was the other thing I thought that shifted this game in the second half is the Nuggets won the non-Jokic minutes. And that's where they're the most vulnerable, playing with some of the younger guys out there. They're going small.
Yep.
And that was with LeBron and AD on the floor.
We've talked about the other guys for this Denver Nuggets team. How far can they really get with the other guys? Well, when you have your starting unit playing the way that they played tonight, you don't have to worry about what the other guys bring.
Yeah, and the bench may not have the same depth. Of course, they lost Reggie Jackson, too, to the ankle.
Yeah.
Who knows if he's going to miss game 4, if he's going to miss some time. Now, you clean up, take care of business game 4. You can get him ready for the second round. But they would love to have him. Your point about the starting lineup, it's just they're so connected. And to me, watching Aaron Gordon tonight was so fun. Because he was relentless. He plays with force. He was attacking the glass. 15 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. Jokic matched that. Yeah. He also had 5 offensive rebounds and had 15 rebounds in this game. But Aaron Gordon was just nonstop. That was he was playing like his team was down.
Yes.
0-2, right?
Yes.
He played desperate out there tonight.
I think some of the best things that he was doing, you talk about how they all connect in that starting unit. Some of the best things he was doing was being in that dunker spot, being somewhere behind the defender, and them just not knowing where he was. They lose him. They're ball watching, whatever it is. And he's just such a smart player. And he's like, well, I'm going to get here because Jokic is going to find me. I'm going to get here because Jamal Murray is going to find me. And what's incredible about all this, Deuce, you talk about the way that he keeps attacking the basket, being strong underneath, all those things, relentless. He didn't even have a free throw until the final minute or whatever of the game when the Lakers were trying to just, hack some guys, get to the free throw line and stop the clock. So Aaron Gordon tonight, just incredible game from him, like you said, on both ends of the floor, just the activity coming from him.
When he really got loose, was that in the third quarter when he was getting all those jams?
Oh, yes.
It is just mind-blowing to me that is happening in the playoffs.
That many times, too.
Because this wasn't like, a little screen and roll action. This was like the Lakers helping, and then there was no communication to make sure that someone was switched on to Gordon. Gordon was just getting the easiest looks ever at the rim.
And then there was no desperation by the Lakers. They did call a timeout, I believe, after.
Well, good. Yeah, he scores 18 straight points. You call something.
18 straight. They called timeout. And I remember they came out of one of the timeouts pretty strong with 2 good possessions, a good defensive possession, a good offensive possession. And then after that, it went back to what they were doing. Deflated. As soon as like the Nuggets would hit another shot. I mean, I know we'll get into more guys, but even Michael Porter Jr. didn't matter if there was a hand in his face, his eyes were closed. Yeah. He was just feeling it. Just one of the purest shooters in this league. And when he has that thing going, it is just absolutely gorgeous. And so when he did have it going and he was not missing, the way that it deflated and like stole the spirit out of the Lakers, it was surprising to me because I'm just like, you've been here before. Like, you're a team to me that should just figure it the hell out. It's the playoffs.
I hear you, but yes. I think the reality is that sometimes we get lost in is you see LeBron and AD and go, oh, the Lakers, they're at the level of the Nuggets. They're not, okay?
Yeah.
They were a play-in team, and they got in.
Yep.
They were a play-in team. The Nuggets are a championship level team, the defending champs. There's levels to this. The Lakers aren't to their level, and they have absolute ownage. And maybe there's something mental too where, hey, the Denver Nuggets make a little bit of a push and the Lakers fold because it's in their heads a little bit. I mean, last time the Lakers beat the Nuggets, you got to go back to December of 2022. Ooh. It's 11 in a row. Ooh. So it's been a long time. Aaron Gordon, by the way, 29 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists. I want to go to Michael Porter now. He's always kind of the swing guy for me with this Nuggets team because you see when he is on, it's beautiful. And you mentioned some of the shots he made. They were contested, but he can shoot over guys. The shooting, I know he can get hot. When Michael Porter is at his best, he's rebounding.
Yeah. Yes.
10
Using
rebounds.
His length.
Dude, he had some nice rebounds. He had some nice passes. He had a few assists in this game. His all-around game was strong, and he was making sure if he had the rebound, he was pushing the pace. I really liked how Denver pushed the pace in this one, where the Lakers seemed like they wanted to early, but then they got stagnant. Denver kept things moving, and obviously that's the cohesiveness that group has together. All the years they play together, you see it with that starting five group. So then you had Porter do his thing. Mm-hmm. KCP, again, his defense. I just love the guy. The guy's defense is great. Mm-hmm. There's one play where AD's in the post, goes for the spin. Who's there? It's KCP on help stripping him. His closeouts on three-point shots were fantastic. The Lakers tonight, just 5 of 27 from 3. KCP was great.
And you talk about KCP and Michael Porter Jr. You talk about MPJ, the way that he was crashing the boards. KCP, the way that he's just there on time and doing all those little things. It felt like anytime there was a 50-50 ball, the Denver Nuggets were going to be on it and they were going to capitalize. They were going to use the chaos. I was going to say chaotic energy, but the chaos of it and make something happen. They do that a lot. They've done that all year long. And I think sometimes when we look at that and we go, wow, all those 50-50 balls, it just happened for them. No. They're not getting the lucky bounce. They're not getting the extra
They're going to get it.
They are going to get it.
Desperate.
Yes.
They are playing desperate. So they had 14 offensive rebounds in this game that led to 19 second chance points. The Lakers had 8 offensive rebounds for 13, so they win that +6. But the overall rebounding advantage went to Denver, 51-38. Damn. Your front line of Jokic, Gordon, and Porter combined for 40 rebounds in this game. So those 3 out-rebounded the Lakers tonight. Those 3 guys out-rebounded the Lakers tonight. I mean, it's just it's impressive.
And it's crazy to think that we've talked so much about the Denver Nuggets and we haven't even talked about Jamal Murray yet. Or
really Jokic, because Jokic just does this thing.
Jokic, you don't even talk
24,
about.
24, 15, and 9 assists on 9 of 13 shooting. Murray, not efficient, but he had 22 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds.
And that's it. Again, it's him being this smart floor manager out there and someone that no matter what is happening, no matter what the pressure is, you can rely on Jamal Murray. I know there's a few times he was coming off the DHO with Jokic and his shot wasn't falling. But then there's other times he was making the right play. For example, when the pressure started coming on from the Lakers, Jamal Murray had it at the top near the half-court line. AD looks away. Jokic is so smart, recognizes that AD looks away, so he cuts. So first you have smart teammate number 1 just cutting, capitalizing on AD falling asleep. Then you have teammate number 2 making the right play, 9 assists, like you said, for Jamal Murray, and getting that ball to Jokic on that cut. Beautiful, easy offensive possession.
But what you just said,
Yeah.
AD falling asleep. You're defending a 2-time, about to be 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
How are you falling asleep? You just self-proclaimed best defender in the league.
Oh, yeah.
There's no ball watching with you're defending Jokic. You got to be engaged.
Every
and
second.
That play was bad. That was a really tough play for AD in this one tonight. Looking at the Lakers a bit, I think that the biggest thing in this series is just like the size difference. I'm looking at Denver. I'm like, Porter's long, Gordon's long, Jokic, Murray's got good size, KCP. Then off the bench, Watson can come in. I know, offensively there's some issues there, but what does he do? He's long, right?
Yeah.
He can get his hand on the ball. He could block shots.
She did.
Christian Brown, long. Reggie Jackson's wingspan, pretty long. Holiday, long. The Lakers don't have as much of that. And if they try to go, maybe there's struggles with that. Like they play some 3-guard lineups, and the Nuggets laugh at that.
Yeah. No.
Because they can guard that.
That's what it felt like happened a few times when the Lakers were on the offensive end and wanting to make things happen. It had to be Anthony Davis making some things happen, or it felt like, again, someone was going to have to play hero ball, maybe LeBron James going downhill, knocking down a late 3. But again, you look at the shooting for both teams, it wasn't like amazing, especially when you look at the 3-point shooting for both teams. Going to the Lakers, though, they needed their guys to hit some of those threes, especially with the way, like you're saying, that length was with the Denver defense in the key.
Yeah, and they started to really pack the paint on AD in that fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis took 1 shot in game 2 in the fourth quarter. Tonight, he was 1 of 3 in the fourth. Now, part of that is just the defense, too. And that's where you need your others to knock down shots.
Yes.
D'Angelo Russell tonight, 0. Goose egg. He did not score. 0 for 7. 0 for 6 from 3.
Yeah.
I feel like with him, this guy is either flaming hot, can't miss, or he doesn't do
black
anything.
or white. It's black or white. And you're exactly right, though. When it's not that a team isn't going to be like, he's missing all of his shots, so he's not a threat. We're going to just come under screens. We're going to play off him, because you don't want him to get going. But at the same time, when he's not hitting his shots, there's a certain kind of confidence that's going to give a defense to be able to just pack the paint and really focus on the main weapon. And that main weapon was Anthony Davis. Yeah. And for D'Lo, it's just bad. And it wasn't only D'Lo, obviously you expect him to knock down those threes in that starting lineup, but just from everyone, it's like, okay, if you are going to put smaller guys in, smaller guards, Gabe Vincent, Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench, you got to have them knock down, be able to be a threat from the outside in one way or another. And it just wasn't there.
And LeBron's been efficient from 3 this year. He was 1 of 6 tonight. They were 5 of 27 as a team. The shooting percentage is exactly the same for both teams. 48.9% for both teams. Nuggets were 5 of 28 from 3. The Lakers 5 of 27. The other big difference, free throws tonight. 19 of 22 for Denver, 12 of 17 for the Lakers. So now Lakers are in a 3-0 hole. It's over. It's done. That's tough for them. LeBron did finish with 26 points, 80 at 33 and 15. But outside that, it wasn't a lot. Reeves got some stuff late, ended up with 22 points on 8 of 17. I don't know. Like, do the Lakers have it in them to win a game? Do they have it in them?
Even if they do have it in them to win a game,
They're not winning the series. It's over.
Isn't that where we're at?
So are we all mentally preparing ourselves for LeBron opting out and going to San Antonio? Could you imagine a LeBron, Popovich, LeBron and Wembanyama? Tell me he would not want to play with Wembanyama.
I mean,
he'd be like, I want to play with an actual elite defender.
And when I say this, I don't mean anything, but like, would he at this point of his career want to have a coach that it's not just collaborating with, it's like you are listening to them.
Sure.
And by the way, I mean, from what you hear about LeBron James is that he's a great teammate. He does great things with collaborating, but he's also going to get his way when he wants a certain coach, for the organization that he is playing for. So we'll see whatever happens next year with the Lakers, with LeBron James. I'm not even there yet. I'm just more like, can they even get a win in this series? And either way, this isn't a good look for the Lakers.
I also think most defending champions are kind of annoying. They bug you. I feel like this Nuggets team still likable. I like how they play. They play the right way. They play hard. Jokic is fun to watch.
Yeah.
I dig watching
The style of basketball that is being played out there is fun because obviously we were watching the game before that, Knicks Sixers, and it was chippy. It was fun. It was good. Like there's things about it.
Embiid at the free throw line again.
I know.
Again.
I know. But that's my point is that like when you're watching the Nuggets play, you don't want to blink because something fun's going to happen. A quick decision is going to be made. You know, we talked about Jokic while we're watching the game. We're like, he's just such a high-level processor. The way that he thinks out there, it makes it so magical, so exciting to watch.
Well, what did you think of the game? Do you think the Lakers even get a win coming up on Saturday, or is it all over? Let us know in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast.